Have you fallen into the trap and probably really disappointed yourself? Here we are, mid-January, and it's quite possible that you are already slipping when it comes to achieving or sticking to that New Year's resolution you made about your health, about your nutrition, about your relationships. But for this episode, let's talk about those resolutions you made about your money. What on earth happened? You were so energized to do amazing things this year, and yet you are already finding yourself slipping. And if we fast forward to like end of January, mid-February, chances are you see yourself possibly giving up. Don't give up. I've got the fix for you. I've got the key to unlock that resolution trap and free yourself to actually achieve your goals and to stop stalling them. So let's dive in and let's explore. Now, I know many of you at some point in your careers, in your professional life, in your education journey, you probably looked at some other high achieving women who were doing the things and moving the needle in their sectors, in their professions. They were climbing the ladder with gusto, and you thought to yourself, well, if I was making that kind of money, I would be so much further ahead. I would have all the debt taken care of. I would have how many houses. I would be investing, and my retirement fund would be so robust, dot, dot, dot. And yet, here we are. You are that high achieving woman. You are that high earning woman. It's you. And you look at your finances and you think to yourself, but not happening, right? You realize, in fact, you have lived the experience of having that high earning salary, having all those great benefits, and receiving those year-end bonuses, having all of that on paper and in the bank account, but still feeling a huge lack of confidence and a connecting lack of fulfillment that you definitely did not expect. You had no idea that earning well was not directly connected to being financially confident or feeling fulfilled. Here you are. So many high achievers set the dollar figure as the goal. You set the dollar figure as the thing that you want to reach, not realizing that there are so many other things that come together to create a true life of wealth and well-being. Not to mention the additional stress that we put on ourselves managing our money, where we set goals to manage our money well, but these goals are steeped, they're based in cutting the lattes, not having this and doing without that. And that just leads us to burnout. It leads us to a whole trolley full of disappointment. It just sets us up to not have a great relationship with our money because we're thinking that if we cut, we're going to have that joy and fulfillment, that confidence that we so desperately seek. Well, in today's episode, we're going to talk about what is hindering your progress and how we can actually move you to the place of true wealth and fulfillment. So, let's take a look at the true diagnosis that you need to make in order to set real goals and achieve them. Not just another New Year's resolution trap, but the real way we can goal set, the way we can goal set for true achievement in your wealth. What I'd like for you to consider today is not so much that you don't have enough money because, come on, you've consistently earned more and more and more over the years. But instead, consider what characteristics of who you are and how you relate to money that may be holding you up. Because I don't want you thinking about creating another budget. For heaven's sake, ladies, it's not about the budget. It's going to be about so much more, but it starts with an understanding of who you are. And I like to kind of categorize them in three archetypes that I use to help my clients understand themselves and create a wonderful wealth plan for them that they have no fear of implementing, that they can understand, and more importantly, get behind because they're excited. Those three archetypes are the cautious accumulator, the one who is really, really, kind of timid and, very scared, but they're wanting the money to just gather and look at it and to just have it there. Or you can have the golden handcuffs earner, the one that they love the high salary, but they're really stuck in a position that is unfulfilling and they cannot get a fulfilled life out of all this money that they're earning. And then we have the imposter earner, and that kind of ties deeply to the feelings of inadequacy and that lack of confidence that's inside so many of us, that is hindering us from doing the things that are actually going to create wealth for us. So what is going on with your specific archetype? Once you understand who you are as you relate to money, especially as a high earner, lacking confidence, not taking on opportunities, or living a life that is numerically high, but fulfillment and purpose just drought, you really want to consider that you are building wealth, but you need to know why. You actually need to know the why of your wealth before you understand the how of your wealth. If you understand why you're creating wealth, you can create strategies and put plans in place that will help you support that why, and then the how will come behind that. What happens, and I find this so true for so many of my high earning clients, is that we're so busy making the money that we lose sight of why. And not just that, the why of your earning when you were graduating college or university and starting that entry level position, that why is very different now in the position you are in, where you are C-suite, where you are in mentorship kind of roles, where you can have your own consultancy. The why of your earning has changed. And now you need to sit back and ask yourself again, why am I wanting this salary? Why am I needing this specific compensation package? When you understand why, in collaboration with understanding who you are and how you relate to money, then you're able to allocate your financial resources. And that is where I think the miracles just pour all over us. When we have that understanding of who we are and why we're making the money that we're making, we are now positioned to make values-based allocations for our cash. We are able to make values-rooted, values-driven decisions around how we deploy the money that comes into us and goes through us. Because at the end of the day, we're not just there to hoard it all. Yes, we're going to take care of ourselves. We're going to take care of our families. We're going to save our money. We're going to invest, and we're going to seek profit and ROI. We're going to do all of that. But how we're deploying that is determined first by the reason why we want to be accumulating this wealth and building it, and what we value. Ladies, You have the obligation, not just to yourself, but to everyone in your circle of influence, to assign your money to your joy, to your self care, to the things that fuel you, to the things that light you up, the things that lift you up. You have the obligation to take care of yourself, not because you have to take care of others, but because you being well is the best gift you can give to yourself. First, full stop. Then, as you deploy your wealth, your time, your talent, your influence along others, others benefit. So understand this. You're not taking care of yourself so you can take care of other people. You're taking care of yourself, and one byproduct of that is you can take care of other people. But don't fall into the trap that, take care of yourself first so that you can take care of others. Take care of yourself. Full stop. When we are well, the ones that touch our lives also benefit, but you just need to take care of yourself. It is not selfish. It is actually the best gift that anyone can give to themselves. And you need to make that as much a priority as your savings, as your debt elimination, as everything else that you're doing to move yourself and to be financially responsible. You need to make sure that those elements where your money is going towards being well are as important, are as well funded as the elements of financial responsibility and savings and all that other stuff. Why? Because when you use your money to take care of yourself, the plan that you have in place to do the saving, to blast out that debt, to really, take on some opportunities in real estate, in venture capitalism, in social enterprise, all of these, you will be able to adhere to them better because you are well. And let me just throw this out there to any financial advisory firms that happen to be listening to this episode. Until you address the emotional and behavioral gap in your financial plans, your financial plans are going to be rooted in fear or they will end up being misaligned. So let's be direct, let's be honest. The way financial advisory was done in the past, it's not working. In fact, to be honest, it never actually worked and it was never designed for the female high achiever. So give that some thought. When you see that high earning woman sitting across from your desk and you're asking yourself, but why is she not deploying the plan? Why is she not engaging with this plan? Well, have you tapped into the emotional or the behavioral aspects of the plan that actually are the things that move her and light her up? Just saying, we're missing the target. We're missing out on a whole lot of AUM if you're a financial advisory firm and all you're doing is nice graphs and charts that show her how much she could make without connecting that on an emotional or behavioral level. So please remember, as you're setting up your goals for 2026 or any other year that you might be listening to this episode, remember that true wealth isn't a financial finish line that you're going to hit. True wealth, it's a state of being. It's a state of alignment with your money. And that happens on a daily basis. So I'd love for you to identify one comforting lie that you're telling yourself about your security and trade that in for some radical honesty today. Trade that in for a real good look at who you are when you relate to money, at why you're doing what you're doing, and what you should be feeling, what you should be funding, what you should be fueling with your money that's really going to have you well. It's going to have you, my personal hashtag, healthy, wealthy, whole. So if you have been impressed or you're feeling that that little spidey sense is saying something about what Hadriana shared today is really kind of speaking to me, you need to take it one step further. Please book a complimentary Wealth Catalyst experience call with me. Let's uncover your blind spot. Let's uncover that archetype for you. And it's time for you to architect your 2026 roadmap to sustained, values rooted wealth. Until next time, see you then. Take care.